Today I'm going to share 6 powerful AI tools that can take your video creation to the next level. I'm going to showcase them all within OpenArt AI, who are the sponsor of this video, and there's a link in the description. Now I'm going to start off with a motion sync video, and the way that works is once I've logged in to OpenArt AI, there is a motion sync video mentioned here, but otherwise I'm going to go over to the video tab on the left, and you see we have all the options here also. So again, I'm going to go to motion sync video. As you can see, I can select a visual, so I can select an image or a character. I'm going to go select image. I can either upload or go to my history to bring up all my AI image generations. I'm going to run with this image here. Confirm. Very Renaissance style image. And from there, I can record a video on my webcam or select a video. I'm going to hit select video and upload. Now, I have this video of a woman dancing from pexels.com. I'm going to upload that. And now our video has been uploaded. I can choose my resolution. I'm just going to stick with 720p. I can add a prompt. We're going to leave it blank for now. I'm going to hit create to see what OpenArt comes up with. And then we've gone from this, which is our original source video, through to this. The animation seems to be pretty smooth, and even the facial expressions seem to be working quite well. But also, I can pop these side by side, and you can see how it tends to mimic things pretty well, and I think this is a really, really fun tool to play with. But coming back, what we can do is also, if we have another video where there's a bit more happening, we can switch to video guided, and it will kind of reference that as well. But before we try that out, we also have up the top here, we've been using OpenArt Motion. If I click on this, we also have Runway Act 2, which has a few other options, including the expression intensity. So it's actually quite easy. We can crank that up a little bit, bring it down, we'll bring it up a little bit and see how we go with the same image and the same source video to see what kind of results we get. And hit create. And now we have this video, and I think it's done a slightly better job than the previous one, although they're both looking pretty good. It's sharper, cropped in a bit tighter, but the hands do play up a little bit, and then we get this weird kind of like chicken leg popping up here, but still a lot of fun. But let's come back and switch to OpenArt Motion. And I've removed the character in the video, and we're going to go with video guided. So now I have this video of a man walking, again from pexels.com. We can see there's a little bit of background movement with the camera as he walks. So I have that video uploaded. I'm now going to choose a different visual. I might select an image again, go to history, and maybe I'll go for this cyberpunk girl, hit confirm, and see how well it handles the two videos while using the video guided version of the motion sync. And hit create. And you see here it's able to create a video using the same sort of camera movement and shake, although the crop of the image does seem to matter, but it looks like it's extended the frame a little bit on the edge there, but it does seem to correct after a little bit of footage, so that's not too bad, but I would recommend framing up the image you're using a bit better when using this tool. Now we're going to move on to camera angle control. However, it's actually not a video tool as much as an image tool that is useful for video input. So I come into the image tab and I go down to camera angle control. And then as before, I can add an image. This time I will drag and drop an image in. Now we have an angle slider we can use, but also just some angles under the camera move tab. Then we can also choose the camera type. But I'm going to experiment by going 60 degrees in one direction and submitting that, but also try the other direction to see what results we get. And you see our original on the left and the 60 degrees on the right. When I swing it back in the other direction, it does change and sort of move to that other angle. So that's a pretty handy tool for changing the angle you're viewing your subject from. Now I'm going to go through and create a few other angles to show you how well this works. And this is a really powerful tool for starting and end frames with your videos. Now you see the front view is very similar to the supplied image because it already was a front view, but go to the back view, it's done a great job of keeping things consistent. The background has changed enough to be looking a little bit different. And of course, looking down, it has more of a him looking down as opposed to the angle. Looking up, it's more him looking up, but there is a lower angle shot with both of those. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but left, we obviously get the left angle of our character, and right, we obviously get the right angle. So you can see how you can use these tools to get certain angles pretty effectively. But moving the camera type to top down really does a great job of getting that high angle. And we can also go for a wide angle, which is kind of more of a wider angle lens. So that works pretty well also. But switching the camera type to close up with the up view also zooms in a little bit, meaning you have a little bit more control there as well. But you're not stuck with just the buttons. I can come down here to custom and actually type in a custom camera move for me to try. So I have front shot from a high angle. I can then scroll down to the camera type, And trying something completely different, I've decided to add in fisheye lens, which gets us that angle, but also a unique lens type. So you can describe what it is you want to see as well. And then of course, we can take that in to our AI video tools. And it's a simple case of me adding one image in as a start frame, and then I click on the end frame and add in another image of a different angle. I then prompt and describe the camera movement from one angle to the other, and then I check my settings and click create, and I get a video just like this one, which does a really good job of nailing that transition from high to low. And you can also create more subtle movements like with this before and then the after angle change I made with OpenArt, and get more subtle clips. So you go less from rolling the dice to controlling using starting and end frames, and it's a really powerful way to use AI video tools. I also want to quickly mention that the week of Black Friday, you can also get up to 60% off on some OpenArt plans, and they now have Nano Banana Pro available. So I just want to quickly mention that to you. If it's something you're interested in, check that out using the link in the description below. Simply apply the coupon code BFWEEK upon checkout, and you can get some of these discounts. Coming back to the video tab, we're also going to check out Restyle Video, which means you can actually take a video and restyle it with AI. So I click on that, and again, we can use our generation history or drop in a real video. So I have this video of a man in a karate uniform. He's bowing, and I can choose a style here. So I can go blocky Lego design or a Ghibli fantasy style. There's all these different styles here I can choose from. So I might try something cartoon and animated, go for a classic Disney cartoon. I'm going to go up to 720p, although we can go up to 1080p. We can bring the style strength up a bit if we want to. I'm just going to keep it at default for now. And then I'm going to come down and create our video. And you can see how the style has changed. There's a little bit of funny stuff on the wall, but otherwise, the movement and even looking at the window, everything seems to be pretty consistent. If I compare it to the original, you can see it's definitely managed to capture everything pretty clearly in that style. But I tried a few different styles as well, such as this Ghibli fantasy style. It doesn't look too much different from the Disney one, but has a pretty nice effect. Then I thought I'd try the Lego design. I was actually really happy with this one, and looking outside, everything's nice and blocky, which I thought was a nice touch. And then also tried this mechanical steampunk vibe. So there's a whole bunch of styles in there you can try if you're looking to restyle a video and get something pretty unique. And we can also check out Replace Character, which is found in that same video tab. Simply drag a video in to the top for your character video. You can then come down and select a character. You can either select one of your characters or an image. I'm actually just going to drag and drop in a photo of me. So you can see our top video is where we want to apply our body, face, or mask, where we're going to place the picture of me into. And I'm going to start by replacing my body on the character above. And we'll try the others in a minute. We're going to come down, choose 1080p, hit create, and as you can see, it's done a pretty good job of tracking my body, my clothing and everything with the guy in the top left-hand video. Some of the features are a slight bit soft, but overall, pretty handy. I do like the way it maintained his artificial leg, but also added a little steel shin to mine. But how does it handle the face-only portion when swapping me into this video? Maybe it's just because I know what I look like, but I kind of feel like the guy's wearing a mask with my face on it. So in many ways, it worked quite well. But otherwise, definitely an interesting one to play with. But I decided I would try to put my face on this old OpenArt video I created a while ago. And it did a pretty good job, it darkened my beard, but otherwise the facial features, it does look like me and turned out pretty good. And now we also have this video, which I got from pexels.com, because I want to test out the mask feature on the replace character. So again, I need to remove this video and upload the video I just showed you. I then click on mask, and then I scroll down and draw the mask. Now at this point, I try to cover pretty much any area where I think my character might move through, just to be on the safe side. I then click save. You can see the mask. You can see my avatar there. I'm going to hit create. Now everything here looks pretty good, except it's popped my office chair behind me. So it may be worth considering some of these elements when you upload the photo of who you want to use, but otherwise you can see how useful this tool can be. So I decided to change videos and change the approach a little bit, just so we can see how much differently this tool behaves if we decide to go a little bit closer with the mask. So this time I drag and drop the video in, and then I come down and I click the mask tool and I draw it much more tightly around the character. I click save, and let's see what the results turned out like. Now it's not perfect, but it has added things like my beard and a little bit of my hairstyle. Also added glasses for some reason, but overall it has done the job. I would just say it might take a few attempts to get what you're after. But you can also take your existing videos and use AI to extend them and make them longer. So I have this video here, which I've used in the past. And so I want to have her doing something at the end of it. So with the extend video tool, all I do is click on here, go to my history, find my video, hit confirm. And of course you can drag and drop your video in here, but if I have it already made, I just like using the history. I'm going to stick with 1080p and I'm going to add a prompt. The girl lights up a blue lightsaber, something that's a little bit different from the scene. I'm going to keep the smoothness at about medium. Hit create, and we have our original video of her turning to face the camera. You can unfortunately see where it takes over before the lightsaber comes out, but it is still a pretty handy tool overall. So I did the same with this video of a creature emerging from the water, and I wanted to have him explode at the end. So I asked for him to explode at the end, and you can see how this is a fun and useful tool for adding actions and extra footage to the end of your clips. And OpenArt also have a powerful lip sync video tool section. So when I come in and head to select model, you see we have some for images and some for video. But I really want to touch on OmniHuman 1.5, which is the most recent model I've added in. And this is an image model. So I click on that and I can choose an image from below here, but I'm going to click, go to my history, choose this cartoony version of me. And on top of that, I can also mention what's happening in the scene. So in the background, I can say a fire erupts in the background, just something a little bit different. And for the talking content, I can go to my history. If I have recorded something in the past, I can upload a file. I'm just going to record and then click this button and say, please subscribe for more awesome OpenArt AI videos. And of course, I can check that. But overall, pretty happy with it. I'm going to go to confirm. So I have my audio, my image. I hit create. Please subscribe for more awesome OpenArt AI videos. Now it seems a bit distracted by the fire there, but the actual animation style actually matched up quite well. However, what if we're not looking for animation? I've decided to switch this out for a different image, going for more of a Renaissance style image again, but different from earlier. I describe something a little bit different happening in the background, but otherwise I keep the same audio track and then I hit create and we get, please subscribe for more awesome OpenArt AI videos. Now my voice doesn't really match his look, but overall I think it does a pretty decent job. Just quickly want to mention, if you're a bit of an AI power user, OpenArt have released a new plan called the Wonder Plan. Now it looks pretty pricey, but straight away I just want to mention, if you go for an annual plan, you get 50% off. So it ends up being about $120 a month by the time you divide that down. So the way it works is they've had a lot of people asking for these bigger plans because even on Infinite, they're just chewing up all the credits. And this is still a lot of credits. I have the Infinite plan and I barely come close to using them, and I create videos for a living on YouTube. And this is 4 times that amount, and you also get a 10% discount on credit packs. So if you need to top up even more, it's still cheaper again. And certain models you actually get unlimited generations for during promotional periods. So, but also Nano Banana Pro is actually unlimited on the Wonder Plan until December 4. Just want to mention that quickly. They have this new plan, the Wonder Plan, so check that out if that suits you. But otherwise, I highly recommend going in and checking out some of these tools. If you're someone who is creating short films or working on clips with the assistance of AI, or just creating straight up AI animation, then using all these tools in tandem is the best way to get a lot of control over what you're creating. So I highly recommend checking that out. There's a link in the description below. Don't forget there's a Black Friday sale. Otherwise, that's a video for today, guys. Hope you found it useful, and if you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and have a great day.